Hello class, how's it going? I'll be discussing six, discussion question one. This was an interesting read because I know something similar to this that happened in real life with a Culver's franchise and a Culver's franchisee. Um, the first question says, if you were the judge here in this case, whom would you decide? Um, I would have to go with the franchisee in this stance. The reason being is because a lot of the times, yes, anytime you buy a franchise, it's not a 100% success rate. So you do take on those risks of potentially, losing out on that investment. But I do say that it is also a number of reasons why people choose franchises is because of that safety net, security, built in the box business model, where you buy everything, you follow the strategy, and you should do fine. But that's not the reality of the case for some franchises. Some franchises are a lot more uh, secured in the way in which they do things, and other franchises aren't so much off of that, the newer ones, because many people don't really know much about them. Take like a McDonald's versus a up and coming chicken finger franchise or something like that. It's not like that thing could just succeed just because it's a franchise. But I would partner and side with, if I was the judge, the franchisee, because I think it is up to the franchisor to clearly state out its laws, any conflicts of interest. I know some franchises like you can't own like a Wendy's and a Burger King, And if you do, you'll pay the penalty and your franchisee license could be terminated essentially because you broke their laws on, what a franchisee insists of for this brand. Um, but I also think it is up to the franchisor to educate the franchisee on those different rules and regulations that clearly state whether, they can terminate the franchise or not. I also just was reading a little bit about it. Um, he had exclusive rights, and then when he found a good location or whatever, they wanted to terminate him, or we found a better franchisee, they wanted to terminate him. I don't think that was right. I think that you should be a man or woman of your word, and especially from just a corporate standpoint, it looks a lot more professional too as well. How much weight should be given to assumptions to business transactions? I say it depends. The reason being is because um, sometimes, you do transactions and, you see different things. You're like, okay, you just assume, you acquire this franchise, you did your due diligence, everything looks good. You can't find every T to dot, or every sentence to dot and every T to capitalize across, whatever. So sometimes you just, you make those assumptions that, okay, everything looks good. So for the most part, everything's great. But even then, you can still miss out on something, like it may be some legal aspect, it may be something that wasn't clearly stated, and so you're just like, okay, I just assumed that everything was good because the numbers were good, and the banks cleared it and said, oh, it looks good financially, they gave you tax returns and everything looks good, so you just assume that that is what that is, especially coming from a bigger, company. Like, for example, if I want to get a McDonald's franchise and McDonald's says, hey, this is what we offer, this is what we have, and we want to sell you a location. I assume because McDonald's is a $90 billion a year in revenue corporation that, hey, they have the track record, they know what they're talking about, and I assume that, I assume all that stuff, that everything will be professionally done correctly. So I would definitely say there should be some weight because we all do play some type of assumptions in the way we deal with things and the different dealings in which we have certain transactions. I really do appreciate you guys giving me your time. I look forward to your feedback, and thank you guys so much, and have a great night.